Hey, Soloists, Agent Solo, Matt Rice here. I missed last week, didn't I? I'm a week late with this. I've had two different sides of personal issue news. I've had my favorite dog pass away, unfortunately, and the exciting news of a newborn last week. So didn't get to do my Kickstarter, Grant Gamefound, Gamecrafter, Backerkit roundup for the week. So doing a bit of a catch up here. This one I might be skipping a few. I'm just going to look at the ones that I've probably picked out for the last week or two that are solvable crowdfunding campaigns. I'll also finish this video off with some board game news, just a few games that I've noticed coming up or campaigns coming up that I might have a quick discussion. First one that's come up on my list, and probably my favorite of the week, to be honest, is Heroes of the Sanctum, the strategy card game. I've seen this advertised through Facebook. I remember trying to get in touch with the guys about getting a chance to do a solo playthrough myself of the prototype, but just didn't happen. And I should make it clear, like I'm not paid or promoted by them in any way whatsoever. But the game looks really good from what I've seen. There's a few videos there. Rado's done a playthrough of it, and it's a bit of a run through here. It hasn't done as well as I thought we'll be doing though. 246 backers. I mean, I guess that's okay. It's got a long campaign as well. But it's a strategy card game, so there's no like, dice in this game. It's you control 4 characters. It's made for solo. So the core game of this, and I've checked this with the designer, that it was originally made for solo, and they've actually made a multiplayer on top of that. So the multiplayer is like an add-on for solo. So you can play up to 4 players, but it's made for a solo game. I haven't got an excited like this. It reminds me kind of like of, I mean, these are dice type games. They're like Set a Watch or Heroes of Chtorr, this kind of smaller card game without the dice, of course. It makes it interesting. I'm curious about how this puzzle works. There's apparently going to be like more than a dozen quests. You can go on more than a dozen characters, depending if you just get the core game or not. I know the rewards here. That looks before, so retailers can get in on it. You can get the early bird, which is just still up for just the core set. The core game without the early bird, and then that's the ultimate one. There's even like a campaign book, a multiplayer expansion, and just more epic. I think it's called an epic expansion. That one where it's just more of everything, more characters and quests and things like that. You can also put your face on one of the cards if you really want to. Maybe I should get my dog Fudge on one. If I have the money. I'm not sure if I do. But it looks interesting. Looks like it ships a lot everywhere. As I said, Rado's gone through it. There's different type of characters. They have little stats. It's meant to be like more puzzle style, as I said. So there's some examples there. Free when you sign up for our newsletter. Sure. May as well do that. Get that for free. So you go on, you choose a quest that you're going to go on for the game. Choose your 4 characters, I think. Face the creatures of the rift. Reactive environments. Probably not super clear from these graphics, like how it really plays. I strongly recommend maybe have a look at Rado's playthrough for this one, but you gain loot, gives you extra abilities. And there's actually Firetap Games is who's made it, by the way, too. And they've done their own little tutorials, which I watched a while back as well. But that's Heroes of the Sanctum. I probably talked enough about that game, to be honest. But you do get a fair bit, I think, in it for the price. I think it's quite good. Yeah, so you get like a dozen hero cards and 11 quest cards. So that's maybe replayability. I guess if it's a puzzle, maybe if you play the exact same quest with the exact same heroes, that maybe you can figure it out. But every time you're going to choose probably a couple of different heroes, you're going to choose a different maybe choose a different quest, things like that, and things will pop out at different times. So I think the replay is probably there. There's a campaign comic game book as well. You could go for the Ultimate Edition. Yeah, so that's Heroes of the Sanctum. I better move on. Mythwind Reprint. This is come out before. This one's doing actually quite well. 2,427 backers. I remember this came out before, and I didn't quite understand what you do in the game. Like the objective. It's one of those games where you can. It reminds me of what was it by Nebula Games that just recently came out. Oh, some of that Spirit Fight. Reminds me of that where it's a single cooperative player game, but you can sort of do what you want. It's called like a cozy board game. So you can just explore things and see what happens. So this is a reprint of the game. What's the price of its new game? If you want the new stuff, it's 54 Canadian. 115 Canadian for the Mythwind. You get some minis in this one. Everything new is 162 Canadian. Gameplay 230 well, so it's getting up there, this game, for price. But look, the quality looks all right from what I could see here, if that's what you're after. What's up, Cold Shot? Jason's done one. Yeah. I'm not sure exactly how this really plays. It looks like you choose a character. It's a bit like a farming style type game, I think. Merchant. Oh, so asymmetric. So each one does a different thing. Okay, so he was like a farmer. This one's a merchant. This one's a ranger. Ah, cool. So they got like okay, that's a good thing. So each character can be different than an innkeeper. Yeah, right. Very cool, actually. I don't know if I'm into me personally, I'm not into games where there's like not much of an objective. I'm not sure if that's added in this new content. It's not clear to me. It's not jumping out at me saying that. There's a few playthroughs there. Very, very pretty sort of campaign page, like a lot of components and graphics showing off. It looks Total Predators looks quite nice, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think else what I can say about this. Probably worth checking out. From what I look at here, like I just remember seeing the original campaign. It wasn't quite what I was after, but that could be this could be rugby. I mean, a lot of people like this. 2004 and 27 doing pretty well. Next one, another reprint type game is the Fox Experiment. That's come up before. It is. I don't think it's solo only. That's not what was Wingspan. How many players in this game? Definitely solvable. I remember seeing there was a solo thing there somewhere. Get the all in for $100, just US dollars. So exclusive. And this one comes with a bit more bling, I think. There's a bit more like wooden stuff, marble dice. So get the original game plus you can get some like extra bling. 5 to 6 player. There you go. Goes up to 6 player expansion. Yeah. Yeah. Right. How to play? Set parents with a trait. That's right. So it's like breeding foxes sort of thing. Bring out pups. You study them. So yeah, if you're into that nature sort of style game, I'm sure it's. I think solid. I'm not sure how it works when you go against an AI or something like that. Next one, we've along River Valley Glassworks. A lot of people are backing this one. Still got 8 days to go. So $19 expansion lure pledge. Deluxe $69. So it's probably not too dear, I guess. When you get this one again, looks kind of pretty top looking game. 1 to 5 players. So it's a cozy yet clever drafting game. 1 to 5 players. I think you draft these like river beads or something. You get bored and it lets you enables like certain abilities. You can never get the beads, glasswork stuff. So pretty game, nice friendly theme. Yeah, looks like for the price, looks like the quality looks alright anyway from what they're trying to promise here. Is the gameplay there though? I don't know how to play. Draft on the river. Pick up all the glass from just to add to your glass works. Your score will change drastically. Okay, the river flows and the empty tile gets moved back, and the river pushes all the glass forward. Draw from the lake. Score rows and columns. So you're trying to score things. Okay, interesting. So it's a VP in solo mode. So you're playing against one of the 70 citizens. Yeah, so it's like an AI they play against. Cool. Next one, Requiem, Downfall Magic, 1688 back is also doing well. These are the guys that did Nova Aetus and Black Rose Wars, which to me comes across as if they're very heavy on their minis. If you're into that, give these guys a go. I remember seeing Sonnet Tempore a few years back. I mean, the minis look quite good with that. Black Rose Wars didn't quite get into because it looked like it was more suited for multiplayer for me. This one's 1 to 4 player classic dungeon crawler adventure game. Narrative, some tiles here. I think this one's a bit on the XT side, so you get €59. For me, it's almost $100 Australian. The Adventurer. Magician. This is Black Rose Wars. What Black Rose Wars? Okay, so it gives you something there. The Order. I remember this before that the pledges were a bit confusing. Basically, plus gifts of death or yeah. There was asymmetrical characters. Most of story, epic encounter, 0 downtime. Easy to learn. They're promising a lot of nice buzzwords there. It looks like these level up cards, like they change your stats for you. You don't have to really choose them; they just go for you. There's class dice. Roll some dice. Looks kind of pretty on the cards. Components. Enemies. But yeah, as I was saying, this mob they do like quite over the top minis, which I think that's where the money goes. For me, and I don't. For me, I don't see the worth in that. But if you're a minis person, please comment as well if you like that kind of style. Comment how good or how bad their minis actually are compared to their renders and stuff here. It's like a map tile drawing game. There's a bit of narrative here, a bit of chapter 1, chapter 2. It says card draw as well. Card events, I imagine. Like numbered events. It looks, I think. So it's that kind of game. Perhaps I'm not sure if it's something like the Seventh Citadel or something like that, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Next one, I've got Super Boss Monster done in the SNES sort of style game because the original looked like the NES, the Game Boy type style. 7,300 backers almost. It's done really well. I remember having the original Boss Monster before I was a solo player about 11, 12 years ago. This is done by Brotherwise Games. They got $30 for just the Super Boss, but that's a pretty good price for the game. Super Boss. It's backwards compatible, so get you a few things. The final boss, ultimate starter set if you want everything. Goes next to new town board, bigger, better box. Wonderful player. So you can now go with solo mode. Yep. Solo mode. Let's go to that. So this person shows off a solo mode playthrough. That'll be handy to check out. And that's it. That's all I got on solo, I guess. But this has been around for a while. This boss monster type game, so check it out if you're interested in that. It's quite kind of simple. You're just trying to lure in your heroes and trying to match like your class symbols with them to try to lure them in and just kill them and get points for them. Yeah. Next one. So yet another Warfighter. Only 95 backers at this stage. Which is not great, I guess. I had problems with like shipping for DVG in the past, like as in being really dear. 160 all in. Not too bad actually. What's this going with the bugs or something? Interesting. But this kind of card game, yeah, well, that's pretty cool. This person's done like a comparison of the LCGs with them. To me, I don't quite like their card layout. Where it looks, it's different, but it doesn't appeal to me. It looks like it's going to be one of those like really intense wargamey type people that into that stuff. And maybe some people out there like that, like really like that, which is fine. Just for me, that's a bit. Seems there's going to be a bit much when there's a few of them out there. It's been around for a while, Warfighter. So good luck to it. Keep doing one. All right, next one. What was I doing here? I don't know what I was doing here. Maybe get rid of that. Oh, because I was trying to find AI Apocalypse. That's another one, but I can't find it. Whether it's already cancelled, I'm not sure what's going on. So maybe skip that. Off to Gamefound now. On Gamefound, we've got Dice Treasure by Inevitable Ideas. Got 33 backers so far, so only just come out. $32 game. It reminds me of, it's got like the one deck dungeon type dice, like the small dice drafting, pattern building game for 1 to 4 players. Mythwind University's done a bit of a run through this one. Draw dice and fill up your patterns. Players must match the color and value requirements of the spaces. Yeah, so it reminds me of 1 deck dungeon. A bit like that, and I guess you get the points for filling them out. So nice light sort of game. Play with the family. Next one I got on Gamefound was Reign of Hades. Yet another underworld afterlife themed game. There's been a few of them lately, like Dante's Inferno. There's been a few. So what's it got here so far? 1,200 on the backers, so doing pretty well. Legend Crafters is the people that created. I'm not sure what else they've done. Is this going to come up with what they make? And that's the only one I got on Gamefound anyway. So it's promising 1 to 4 players. Campaign mode. Game overview, and I think Rolling Solo did a video on this as well. Looks nice laid out. Quite big player mats. You have the room for that and all this gear. For a small book and then big player mats. But I guess that's the focus of the game. If they've done that, I'm hoping as a designer you want to go look. The game is building your character, maybe. That's what I would hope. Smart Eurogame copy campaign. Perfect 2-player game. Dedicated solo variant. So, but I imagine you could play multiple-handed solo as well. Co-designer of these games are quite. I haven't played any of these. They're things that have been on my look at list but never have. But they're very well renowned. A lot of these games, especially Anachrony, with that a lot. Big Dice Tower. Yeah, second edition was gameplay all in €94. Not too bad. See what? How's the game play? How to play? Overview. Form teams of 2. Play the better monsters. So if you're solid, you play 2, I guess. Utilize finding potions. Means your goals are in turn limited by the 4 card slots on your player board. Okay, so that's the Euro style in that with the complicated symbols. You still roll dice for looks of things. What do you rotate dice? Rank up, right, or set your die to a certain face mitigate hits with shields. So certain actions rotate your die. That's what I got out of that. Looks like it's got kind of the Gloomhaven up or down option on your hand. Jeez, this looks, to me, it looks kind of complicated. Anyway, there's a few playthroughs in here. Paul Grogan's going to look at it as well. He's a good guy. All right, let's move on. So I think that's kind of the end of the crowdfunding stuff. This is just general news. This is a pre-order that's now up, the Simon Dead Keep. When I've looked through this, it looks more like Zombicide style type game again from Simon. Super huge graphics here. I want to turn them down a bit. Quite dear, but I guess for pre-order, like Simon, they normally do like here's an add-on, here's an add-on, here's. So this is pre-order. So it does have differently where it's like what you see is what you get. There's no stretch goals from looks of things. But be aware. I think in this situation, if you go to the risk at the bottom, oh my god, there's the risks and stuff. Yeah, you agree that this sales funnel and no refunds will be issued except at absolute discretion. So be careful. If you change your mind later. Ooh, and there's no like end to this, as in end date. So on the other hand, if you wait too long, you might miss out. I don't know. It's interesting how Gamefound's doing it this way. Yeah, the contents, it looks kind of like Zombicide, but like another version of it. Game mechanics. Control 1 to 6 adventurers, so that's a lot for solo. You probably have to do like 3 or 4 characters, I imagine, for solo. Treasure cards, you can move around here, so it reminds me very much of like most of Darkest type map tiles. Types of enemies. Again, similar to what I just talked about before, like massive minis. Well, geez, and that's what Simon's known for, obviously. There's a big tile here. I think that's like the final boss you've got to get up there, so never unlocking certain things. Alex, of course, he's all over it. He loves his Simon. Painted stuff. Yeah, of course. Simon's like, here's the minis, and the minis in your face. Anyway, another one to check out if you're interested in that, but be aware of the pre-order situations. Other news, Incredible Dream Studios, ones that did Kinfire Chronicles, which was my favorite game of last year. I did my top 20, top 10, top 10 of 2023, and I'll put that as my number 1. Kinfire Dell was something else I want to check out. And there's a campaign coming up for a new game they're making called, I think, Gentle Rain. But I believe... No, it's not Gentle Rain. It's another one in the Kinfire universe. I can't quite find it here. I remember seeing it advertised, and it's going to be like late April. But you can get the Kinfire Delve stuff. And the issue for me, especially for Australia, it's not available on their store to come to Australia, but during the campaign it will be, including Kinfire Chronicles as well. I've got that confirmed. So if you're interested in checking those games out, wait for that. And you can't get it shipped if you're not outside of the US or something. You might have to wait for this campaign. Yeah. Another one, Ashfall, yes. So I've seen it advertised heaps on my Facebook for some reason. Apparently, it's an upcoming 1-4-player deck building software RPG. Just putting out there, but there's not much. There's bugger all on their site about what happens. It's just a bit of like narrative. Play through the epic cooperative campaign, deep character narrative driven campaign. So maybe you build up your character with deck building throughout quests. I'm guessing you know something to check out, but AP board games don't know them either. But they're advertising well at this stage, marketing well for me. So see what happens when it comes out. And I didn't talk about like Backerkit and Gamecrafter, but I didn't notice anything crowd sale wise at Solo. Nothing new. It's been very quiet there for the last couple of weeks. And Backerkit's been very disappointing for me solo wise. It's very much just a lot of RPG stuff. So nothing to talk about there. But what I want to talk about here, this MK Games, I think it's on Gamecraft. You can get it. The guy that Martin Knight, the guy that did D100 Dungeon, which I got printed out myself a few years back, and quite nice. It's like a little dungeon crawler. He's got this Dungeon War game, which has a solo version to it. 1-4 players. Yeah, expanding dungeon, each player controls a group of heroes searching for treasure and event monsters to attack their opponent. So just something to talk about there. He's got a solo play video here too if you want to check that out. And that's probably it for us. Thanks for joining in, and I apologise for being a bit late with this video, but good times ahead for me. I've got some more unboxings coming up. I've got Heroes of the Shire that's come in to unbox, and Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bugs. And yeah, my Heroes of Might and Magic 3, I've got to get playthrough with all eventually. Anyway, Solace, crush your gaming first. Play Solace.